Welcome to Season 2, Episode 19 of The Lyers, and I am your host, Murder One, or T-Ball as you know me.
And I am your dog, biz villain, motherfucking Tron Sanchez.
Thank you for coming back to the show. So as you can see, this is not a crow. No, it is a raven. So what I'm gonna tell you about is not just ravens, but ravens, crows, all that whole family. We're gonna tell you some mysteries, and some tricks, and some flips. As you already know, you got Edgar Allan Poe. He has got the raven. Well, you also got, say, ravens, crows, all that family. They're extremely intelligent. And you got crows, for instance. There's a story. It was from like 1993 or something. And it was a family. It was a mother and a daughter. And you had the daughter. She would always have snacks before she would go to school. As she was going to the bus, she would drop her snacks along the ground. And there was a crow there, and it would start to feed on the snacks. And then she would come the next day, she would go to the bus, and that same crow was there, but say it had a friend. Now they're looking out, and they get the snacks. Eventually it gets to the point to where they know exactly what time she's going to school and what time she comes off of the bus, and they're always waiting there. Well, it was a few years later in like 1994 or something around there, and so she's a little bit older now. The crows, they are already used to it. The mom, she feeds them at the house, and there's just a whole bunch. What is it, a murder?
It is a murder.
So there is a murder of crows in their yard all the time, right? At certain times of the day especially. Well, the mother, she is a photographer. So one afternoon, she has to go and do a photo shoot. So she has to drive about 45 miles away or some distance like that. And there was at least one of the crows were sent out to scout, what was going on. They followed her the entire distance. Well, when she was out there, she ended up dropping the camera lens on the ground. She looked around forever. She couldn't find it. She decided, it's getting later. Might as well, just go home. And when she gets home, she goes to the backyard where most of the crows usually go. And there, inside of a bird feeder, is the camera lens that she dropped out there. So right as she dropped it, there was a crow that saw what happened. It swooped down. That's why they couldn't find it. It grabbed it, and it brought it all the way back to her house because they had been feeding them for such a long period of time. It decided, it was going to look out for them, and it brought back the camera lens. And it would also, from time to time, bring like shiny trinkets. It would usually, same place, it would lay them in the bird feeder. And like even today, as she's grown up, you have that young girl, she has a box where she kept like all little, trinkets that the crows would bring her for bringing all that food.
Oh, is it my go?
Now it's your go, man.
Well, some things I know about crows is the Crow soundtrack is pretty badass. Brandon Lee,
that guy. What we got?
Is pretty badass. And
that is a good
what about that whole family story?
What family story?
About the crow.
Those crows were watching me?
No, about the movie.
Oh, yeah, that Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee was cursed.
Also known as graphic novel.
So it was his son, Brandon Lee. Yeah, tell this whole story because it has to do with crows.
Well, the story goes apparently that Bruce Lee had demons. He had demons that was following him, and his demons didn't like what he was doing, so it cursed him and his son. So Bruce Lee died of a mysterious death, during the movie set, and so did Brandon. Mysterious death, just don't be famous and almost a Super Saiyan.
What it is you got Bruce Lee. He died of a mysterious death, And, you know, I don't know if everybody knows about the Brandon Lee, but his mysterious death was, so on the set of the film, he had ended up getting shot by a real bullet. Now, it wasn't like an actual real bullet in the way that you would think. So what happened was, it was supposed to be it was a real gun, but it was loaded with blanks. But what they would do is, no, actually, it was a prop gun. It was a prop gun, and what they would do is, it didn't have any weapon in it. From what I believe, it didn't have any bullets in it. Like, it didn't have any blanks or anything. What it had is, it had a piece of metal that was in the round. So that way, whenever you were filming, you would see the metal so it would look like there was actually a bullet in there. So they weren't actually supposed to load anything in it. It was that specific gun was supposed to just look like it had bullets in it. So what someone did was they took a blank and they put blanks in this gun that had the just the tips inside of it.
Just the tips.
And so that way, they got the wrong gun, obviously. So, what happened is it functioned like a regular bullet. So when they went to shoot, the blank would shoot the actual bullet part out. So they had the gun with just the bullet piece in there, so it would look like a bullet. And they weren't supposed to put anything in there, and they put blanks in there. So what they're doing is that they're basically making their own bullets, and that's what happened. And that's just
purely speculation.
That actually is what happened.
Purely speculation.
That's not purely speculation. That actually is what happened. Purely speculation. Thank you for watching Season 2, Episode 19. So we have just 3 more episodes to go, and then we'll be in Season 3.
You want to tell them about anything that's going on in the future?
And check us up on the TV. That's all I gotta say.
We're going to be starved.